The 1 yen coin in Japan is made 100% out of aluminum. Because of that, it's actually quite easy to forge. Alright, 1 fried chicken please. Alright, would you like to pay with your watermelon penguin card? No, I'll pay in cash. One of my favorite memories of my journeys around Japan is of Kagoshima. Yeah, I went there in a cruise ship and Tatsu and I, we spotted a building that we thought was from Europe. Yeah, and it turned out that the story behind the building is that the Shimazu clan that is situated in Kagoshima, they sent off a ton of their young students to study in Britain, architecture. They learned of, the European style. They came back and showed off their knowledge by building that European-looking structure. That is a real fun fact that we discovered, and we discovered that by just looking a little bit behind the scenes. And that is what I love about my travels to Japan. And by that, what I can say is I'm Nico, aka The Red Value. Hey guys, and welcome to this fun fact compilation. Let's go. I don't want to keep you waiting any longer. In Japan, Mount Fuji is considered to be sacred. Fun fact, the mountain has an insane cultural influence in Japan. It's literally on every single picture of Japan. And its influence goes even towards video games. Death Mountain in Zelda, as well as Mount Silver in the Pokemon series, are based off of that mountain. Awesome! In Japan, Kit Kats, are super popular. And that's because Kit Kat sounds very similar to the Japanese phrase Kitakatsu, which means something like sure victory. And Japanese university students oftentimes gave each other Kit Kats as a form of good luck. And Nestle, of course, saw liquidity in capitalizing on the success of Kit Kats with multiple different flavors, seasonal events, premium editions, a sure victory for capitalism. Climbing Mount Fuji is considered to be somewhat of a sacred pilgrimage in Japan. And there are 4 ways to do so. Here they are. The Yoshida Trail, considered to be the easiest trail but also crowded. You'll be running into traffic jams. Then there is a Gotemba Trail, really hard but empty. The Fujinomiya Trail, the shortest trail but also the steepest one. Good if you're a mountain goat. And then there's a Subashiri Trail, which is a kind of mix of all of them. Which one are you gonna take? People in Japan are super skinny. Obesity rates are like -2%. And that's nuts, but how do they do that? In Japan, what is considered to be breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert is very different to what is considered that in the Western world. For example, fruit. Banana. That is considered a dessert. It does kind of make sense. Fruit is filled to the brim with sugar. It's insane how much sugar is in this here. Diabetes, hello. The one thing that I love the most when traveling around Japan is the fact that there is so much to learn if you just look a little bit behind the scenes. Like for example, vending machines, they're not just cool that they're there. There is actually a ton of economic reasons on why that is. Analyzing those, that is what I find truly fascinating. So what I'm really trying to say is there anything related to Japan that you want to learn more about? Let me know in the comments or anytime, and we'll learn about it together. Climbing Mount Fuji, you will probably encounter mountain huts, where it's typical for you to rest the night to be able to observe the sunrise from Mount Fuji afterwards. There is a clear no alcohol rule, as we can see here. But hold on a second, let's look a little bit closer, and we can see that it used to be no alcohol until 9 PM. Somebody must have done something stupid. Which one of you got wasted and wrecked the mountain hut? In Japan, it is literally illegal to be fat. Yeah, but it's not you who is paying the fine if you get obese. It's your local government or the company you work at. This incentivizes your area to build parks, for example, or your company to give you free, healthy food. Making laws to incentivize positive things. Honestly, that is the way to go. Pure face of satisfaction! Yes, that is the image that I posted to Twitter. And people, they loved it! Those are 9 likes! 9 likes of agreement! People love FamiChiki! That's the shit in Japan and everybody agrees! Yeah, FamiChiki! What the hell is this? Mortal soul, you freed me. I'm a genie. And you have 1 wish. Oh! Awesome, I have this wish, world peace. World peace is a bit challenging, you know. There are so many wars in the world, and fixing each one of them one by one. Is there maybe something else that you wish? Okay, I kinda wanna go to Japan. Is there any way you could get Japan to reopen again? That world peace thing, is it still something you want? So how was it like so far? Fun? I hope so. Hopefully it was also a ton of facts. Yeah, this Pokeball. I bought it at the Tokyo Pokemon Center. That was a fun journey. I bought it literally like the second day I went the first time to Japan, and it's been with me since. Been a prop for my videos. I love it. There is nothing fun facty about it except that it's a quick ball. Yeah, I'm just rambling. Let's do some more fun facts.
Welcome to Akihabara, the home of the maids. The perfect place to buy electronics and also to visit maid cafes. Buy all your desired video game swag and pre-owned hentai. Yeah! Visit the #1 Pokemon Go hotspot and catch some maids! Eat some monster-sized ramen and fulfill all of your weeby fantasies. And then lose all of your money at Pachinko and maid cafes. Maids, maids, maids! Oh hey, look, that's my girlfriend. Hey, Tatsu!
Halloween in Japan is nuts. People usually gather in hotspots such as Shibuya in Tokyo or Oasis 21 in Nagoya, and then they come dressed up in cosplay. Some of it is pretty normal, Deadpool, Charizard, and then there's freaking Pyramid Head. Holy hell! Mount Fuji in Japan is only open for climbing from around mid-July to mid-September because in all other months there's simply too much snow on the mountain. So the people working there then are only able to work there for 2 months a year. What do they do the rest of the time? Well, thankfully the climbing season does somewhat coincide with summer vacation of university students. Fun fact. Japan is a country that really likes to keep clean. And at Panasonic, they have designed a vacuum specifically for the purpose of sucking up Apple AirPods that have fallen between train tracks. Yeah, due to rampant mask usage. The amount of Apple AirPods that have fallen into train tracks has increased dramatically. And Japan likes to keep everything clean, including the train tracks, so they pick up the trash. But they were really difficult to pick up. And Panasonic came to the rescue, because Japan likes to keep clean. A Japanese girl on Twitter just told me I look better without a beard, while I actually oftentimes heard the opposite from Western girls. Beards are actually frowned upon in Japan, and different countries have different standards of beauty, and that's kind of crazy. Alright guys, I'm so happy we finally got this community together. I'll be the Dungeon Master today. How about some introductions? I'm Francis, and I'm a FamiChiki mage! FamiChiki mage is not a real class. Hold on, it looks really cool. Okay, it does look pretty cool. Go ahead. Yes! Uniforms, and even more uniforms. From school to work, everywhere there is a need for a uniform. And that's because in Japan, there is a real kind of group identity thing going on. You have to be a part of the group, and there needs to be as little differences as possible between the individual group members. And this does have the advantage of, always being a part of something, which is an innate human desire. But it does come at the price of losing your individuality, and not everything in Japan is nice and dandy. Some of it is a bit of a double-edged sword. Japanese people are super superstitious. Yeah, and one of the biggest ones is rooms that people died in, because those are then considered to be gateways to the afterlife. Renters actually have to be informed by law that in that room someone died in, and oftentimes these apartments then usually go for a lower price afterwards. And actually those apartments are then oftentimes rented out to foreigners, who are not so superstitious about that. And that is actually good, because foreigners usually struggle renting apartments in Japan. And then there is me. Friday the 13th it is today, aka my birthday. And it was also Friday the 13th when I was born. Yeah, thankfully Japanese aren't superstitious about that. In Japan, appreciation and saying thank you is deeply entrenched into its culture. For example, after work you say "Otsukare-sama deshita," which means thank you for your hard work to all your other co-workers. And "Itadakimasu," you say that when you get food, and it's meant to say thank you to everyone who participated in bringing that food to your table. And this culture of appreciation leads to a much more harmonious relationship between the people around you. Honestly, that is quite nice, and if there is something that I learned in Japan, just one thing, and that is to say thank you. Did you know that in Asia, the stereotype that all Asian people look the same is reversed? Yeah! All white people look exactly the same! The explanation for that is actually really simple. Different features have different amount of variation in different cultures. For example, in Asia, there is a much bigger focus on the nose, for example. White people tend to have more differences in their eyes. You're gonna assume that all people of a certain culture look the same, because you're simply not used to seeing the differences. I think it's kind of cool how this common stereotype actually has a scientific explanation for it. That's awesome. $5 for a single cup noodle! Oh, rip off! Well, actually, no, because those you can buy up on Mount Fuji. Yes, so if you go and climb the mountain, there are mountain huts where you can buy stuff. And setting up these kind of supplies is not easy. They're actually brought up the mountain by a bulldozer, yeah, and there's a separate bulldozer track as well, so bulldozer and the people don't cross. Thing is, what goes up must also go down. So if you go out to the toilet on Mount Fuji, there are no water lines on Mount Fuji. That poop is getting taken down by the PoopDozer. PoopDozer. Thank you so kindly for watching. I really do appreciate you coming by. It's awesome interacting with you guys. So I can just say thank you. Please subscribe with the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Sayonara.